Hello everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. In this sort of series around extracts equilibrium. This is an audio podcast surrounding the influences on pharmacists' uptake of new technology. This is a sort of an audio podcast in line to in line on a retrospective, a research retrospective, and it's another Storm Robotics production. So again, this the extract in this audio podcast was around influences on pharmacists' uptake of new technology. So the extract around this is thus: the NHS, or the National Health Service, is promoting or has been promoting the use of technology to improve both patient care and enhance the roles of healthcare professionals. The role of community pharmacists is also evolving to develop but new technologies are required. Uh, but new technologies have been required to aid this sort of advancement. As new technologies are produced, it is important to know what factors influence pharmacists to uh, uh, influence pharmacists to uptake new technology. But there is currently, or has been a sort of currently little or no literature that describes these particular factors in sort of detail. So the research at the time when this works was being done, the research aimed to identify how pharmacists are influenced to uptake new technology, and the objectives were primarily to implement a literature review to develop a topic guide for discussions within wherein focus groups were used to discover were used to discover sort of the main themes, and to develop a sort of a prospective survey. The information, or this information, sought to um, sort of help or develop sort of strategies surrounding technology, a sort of pharmacy technology. The literature review used to develop a was used to develop again was used to develop a topic guide, and was completed using particular terminologies in a search engine by interrogating sort of pharmaceutical or pharmaceutical related literature. Two focus groups were conducted, and audio sort of recordings were transcribed and analyzed to extract sort of themes and associated or related sub themes. These were used to construct, again, a prospective survey or questionnaire. The main themes that emerged from this research when it was sort of initially conducted were that pharmacists wanted clarity on ways of finding out about new technology. B, identification of the advantages or benefits of new technologies. C, features of PMR, or patient medication record systems. And D, how sort of company policy, organization policy would have affected introduction of new technologies. The sub-themes of issues emerged included several as well. Um, and so the sub themes related or related to the themes were the main themes. And the findings identified, for example, factors that were important and the influence on pharmacists sort of decisions to uptake new technology, and these formed sort of the basis form the basis of sort of prospective works as well. The major finding, one of the major findings around this was the importance of where pharmacists, pharmacists as professional as health professionals, look to highlight look to or wanted sort of more ways to sort of make independent decisions in and around technology use, and in line with this, another finding was that that pharmacists often had to have sort of communication with senior colleagues within organizations to identify if there was a real need for new technology to actually be implemented or used. And so, with that, this is an acknowledgement to Edwards S., who at the time conducted this research at Cardiff University, an academic institution, and wherein the academic institution again had a collaboration within industry as well, and it was not once again, it was nice to be involved. It was good to be involved in as a co-supervisor in this works, and aligned to this audio podcast. In this series, the extracts equilibrium. Once again, this has been the Shientist in this audio podcast series aligned to a Storm Robotics production. Thank you.